Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Dr. Jordan Leasure. I'm the owner and physician of North Shore Proactive Health, a state-of-the-art wellness clinic in the northern Chicago suburbs. It is Sunday and my stress relief boot camp. And if you are tuning in live, give me a thumbs up, give me a hello. If you're watching the replay, let me know what time you're watching. We are talking tonight. It is Mother's Day, and I went back and forth on what we were going to talk about tonight. I'm trying to keep it clear and concise, and I completely pivoted away from what I was thinking that we would discuss, which is going to be something happy and how to be celebratory and something of that nature. We're talking about grief tonight. And the reason that I decided to go that direction was because there are a lot of individuals out there that are happy celebrating Mother's Day. There are a lot of individuals that would have liked to have been mothers that are not, that have strained relationships, whether it's with a child or with a parent, those that have lost either a parent or a child. So I thought that we would discuss grief, and again, we're going to make this quick and concise. Please do not think that I'm any less empathetic because I'm trying to be deliberately shorter in the nuggets of information that I give you. So from a functional medicine perspective, when we're discussing grief or we're discussing depression and how we allow that grief to come to fruition, we want to take a look at the lifestyle modifications that can play a role in how we are dealing with that grief. I read something online, and for me, it really resonated in how grief comes about, how we deal with grief, and it likened it to a roller coaster ride where you're going up, you're feeling anxious, and then you go down and you're feeling okay for a little while, and then you go up again and the anxiety returns, and then you're coasting for a little bit. And that really resonated with me, whether this again is loss of an individual that you're grieving, whether it is loss of an experience or an opportunity, or right now with what is going on in the world, we are all experiencing grief to some degree. Now, it's how we all deal with it that will separate us in how we come out after this. Coming out on top is our goal. So ideally, I want you to look at some of your modifiable lifestyle personal factors that you can implement at home today. Let's start with sleep and relaxation. Obviously, if you're getting inadequate sleep, that's going to impact your mood. It's going to impact your ability to deal with some of these circumstances. If you're experiencing insomnia, and a lot of these specific topics we've already done videos on. So please go back. If something resonates and you want more information, please go back and take a look at these other videos. If you experience sleep apnea, that of course is going to impact your quality of sleep as well as your quantity of sleep, and then your mood throughout the day. You obviously want to make sure that your sleep is restorative, that you are spending some time in nature. That actually impacts your sleep. And for those of you in Chicago, the days have been super weird here. It was 75 last weekend. I got sunburned, and it was 30 one morning in the last couple days. So please, if you have the opportunity to go outside, do get some fresh air, experience nature, whether that's just a walk down the street or you get the opportunity to go out, swim if you live by water, experience nature and whatever that means to you. It will clearly impact your sleep as well as impact your ability to deal with grief. Exercise and movement is our next topic. As much as you can move, please do. If you've seen my previous videos, our mother did buy us a Peloton. I've been on it every day for the last 30 days. And again, I'm not expecting to win any races, but it does give me an opportunity to clear my mind, take whether that is 20 minutes for myself or 45 minutes, and exercise, get those muscles moving, get my heart rate up. So I implore you, please do some of that. Run the stairs at your house. Do a few body squats. You don't need equipment. You don't need a lot of space. Get yourself moving. Now, having a sedentary lifestyle will contribute to either primary or secondary fatigue, regardless of the quality of sleep that you are experiencing. Sitting is to your spine as sugar is to your teeth. You've heard me use that analogy before. If you are currently working from home, which a lot of us are, make sure that your setup is as ergonomically correct as possible, that you are taking frequent breaks. And again, a break can simply be just standing up, doing a quick stretch, doing a little bit of chair yoga, or again, if you have the opportunity, actually get up, get outside, move, take 5 deep breaths, and go back to work. The third thing we want to take a look at is our nutrition. When it comes to depression, to grief management, really looking at your nutrition is key. Being deficient in vitamin D is going to contribute to your mood. Being deficient in your B vitamins is going to be baby, you can come over here, is going to be deficient in your mood. All of that will impact how you're feeling and how you can impact grief. Do you want to come here and say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Show them your Santa jammies. It's okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you want to say hi?
No.
Okay.
Don't want to.
Mineral deficiencies are very important as well. Depending on where you live, if you are able to get some sunshine, vitamin D will improve with some time in the sun. Again, it is almost mid-May in Chicago, and it was about 50 degrees today, so I am upping my supplementation of vitamin D. And I hope that you are actually getting the real vitamin D from the sun. Do that as much as you can. Each of us is going to have vitamin and supplement thresholds dependent on genetics, as well as chronic disease, as well as pharmaceutical interventions that you're currently experiencing. So you need to take those into consideration when you're taking a look at how many vitamins and supplements you're taking, because you may need more. The FDA recommendations for vitamin levels that you may see on the back of a vitamin container, I will tell you, are typically too low. Those recommendations are to keep you from getting a disease like scurvy. They are not necessarily meant to improve your health and expand on your wellness. Please take a look at what you are doing. Personalize that with your physician. The fourth thing you need to look at is your stress. When it comes to depression, anxiety, and grief, your stress levels, whether they are real or perceived, are going to play a role in your ability to process that. I want to give you a quick example. For me, it's fear. It's fear of the unknown. And those of us that are experiencing varying levels of grief right now with the pandemic, with the different stay-at-home orders, depending on where you live in the country, where you live in different states, whether you are allowed out and about, if you are still at a stay-at-home order, all of that will impact your levels of grief right now. Please do not play Russian roulette with your symptoms. Your symptoms are real. If you are not feeling well, if you are not processing well, if you're experiencing grief, there are some great resources that are available right now because of the pandemic. There are a lot of free helplines you can call. Obviously, you can talk to a life coach, you can talk to a therapist. All of that can be done in the privacy of your own home. If, again, you have privacy available. Some of us have more people living in our house than others. But it's very important to take a look at how you are feeling and get help sooner rather than later. Finally, the fifth component when it comes to grief, anxiety, depression, dealing with any of those things is going to be your relationships. Who is your helpline? Who can you talk to? Who is supporting you in this? And are you able to communicate how you're feeling and that there may be some struggles, there may be something uncomfortable, and it can be hard to deal with. Baby, please. Turn that back on. We're going to be doing the video in the dark in a second. So, as you can see, we're wrapping up on our relationships. Some relationships are more helpful than others. If you're having a challenging experience, baby, I got 1 second left. If you're having a challenging experience with an employer, with a family member, please make sure to address it sooner rather than later, and it will impact your ability to deal with grief, deal with some of this depression, and deal with some of this anxiety. So I hope that you got a little bit of information out of that despite the distractions. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there despite your situations, and love you all. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We got some really fun stuff coming. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.